Hi everyone. So welcome to the live stream today. Very much excited for having you. It's a new day and we want to look at something that is critical, something that is very crucial today. I want to provide you with some three key strategies in order for you to position yourself to ultimately pass the exams and take your life and your career to the next level. So I'm going to provide you with some exam tips, and I'm going to provide you how you can structure your revision session as you prepare for the examination. I'm going to also provide you some things in general about how you need to do and what you need to look at in order for you to pass the exams and take your career to the next level. So welcome to the live stream. I see some of you joining. Give us a thumbs up on the video when you join. That way we get more engagement on the video, and YouTube and Facebook will be able to push the video so we can reach as many students as possible. So smash the thumbs up button or the like button, and consider to also share the video with your colleagues and friends so we can get as many students as possible watching the stream. Welcome to the live stream today. We want to look at some exam techniques here, and also we'll be able to answer your questions for you as well. So if there are any questions that you have, you would want me to share my thoughts on, any subjects that you are studying that you might have some challenges in, that you want me to assist you with something, put it in the chat box, put it in the comment box. I'm going to be reading all of your comments, and most importantly, reply to all of them and provide you with the assistance you need in order for you to prepare well for the examination. Selam Amu, I see you on Facebook. You are welcome to the live stream with a thumbs up on the video. Thank you very much. Comment in the chat box any questions that you have for us, in the comment box, any questions you have for us, whatever it is you want us to cover, whatever it is you want me to share my thoughts on. I want to provide you with some exams techniques, exam tips, some revision techniques, revision strategies on how you can study and how you can actually pass your examination. Remember, my objective as always is to provide you with assistance that you need in order for you to prepare well for the examination, pass the exams, and most importantly, take your life to the next level. And I see some comments coming in there, so give us a thumbs up on the video and comment in the chat box with any questions that you have for Raj. Right, so I see some comments coming in. That case from K Wise for success. Good vibes. Okay. Eureka Recep said, hello, sir. Greetings from Harare, Zimbabwe. Hi. Eureka, it's been a while since I saw you on the live stream. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you are chillaxing in Harare, Zimbabwe. Augustine Kwejo Augustine Kwejo, I see you as well from Facebook. So welcome to the live stream. I see some of you guys joining. Smash the like button when you join, and comment in the chat box any questions you have for me as we go through these discussions today. Like I said, I'm going to be providing you with some strategies on what it is you need to do in order for you to take your life to the next level. Samuel Osei on YouTube said, hello, sir. Greetings from London. All right, Samuel. Greetings. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you are enjoying life and doing what it is you need to do to take your life to the next level. So welcome to the live stream. Right, so I see some of you guys joining. Bring it in. Roland Cujo. Hi, sir. Good works. Thank you very much, Roland. Welcome to the live stream. Put it in the chat box. Any questions you have for me, let's get talking. So what subjects are you learning? What are the areas of challenges that you have? And things that you would want me to share my thoughts on real quick to assist you to be able to prepare well for the examination, and most importantly, take your career and your life to the next level. And remember that still we have copies of our book available, my new book on advanced taxation, which can be used as well by level 2 students, principle of taxation. So we actually combine the level 2 and the level 3 syllabus in taxation in Ghana. And this is strictly based on the ICA syllabus, on the ICA revised syllabus, taking into consideration the new laws, the new acts, the new regulations effective from 2020, 1st January 2020. So this is a book that you need to get if you're writing principle of taxation in level 2 or advanced taxation in level 3. It's 120 Ghana cedis. You can call on WhatsApp 050 1149296, and you can get a copy of the book and be able to study for it. If you are outside Ghana, certainly you can buy it on Amazon. So when you go to Amazon, you just type in there Nhyira Premium Taxation, or just taxation. You will see my book there as one of the books there. And you want to consider the revised version, because this is the third publication for me on taxation. So you want to consider the revised version. Very careful with this beautiful cover page, because that is the revised one for you to prepare. Roland Fair, good evening, Roland. I hope you're doing well. Paul Mante said, "Hi, sir. I just joined. I am an ICAG student and preparing to write management accounting." Awesome. You are preparing to write management accounting. So I hope that you are studying well. I hope that you've been attending lectures, or you are attending lectures, and I hope that you are doing well in relation to that. Okay, you are building up a question said, "How can I get my 50% in management accounting?" Listen to me, Paul. The thing you want to do is don't look for 50%. Okay, I don't want you to set a target for the 50%. Set a target for 90%. Okay, set a higher target, because 50% will not require a lot of work. But if you set a higher target, that will help you to do something. I'm going to share some thoughts today on how you can study, how you can revise. So stay tuned, Paul Mante, as we go on with our discussion. Michelle Gordon said, "Good day, sir." Good day, Michelle. Jeremy Rue said, "Good evening, sir. It's a privilege to be here again, sir. Always a pleasure coming your way, Jeremy." Augustine said, "Can you please give us a snap of all topics on management accounting topics?" If you say a snap, Augustine, what do you mean? I don't know if you are referring to me going through the syllabus with you, or like, I don't know. So maybe clarify your questions, because if you want to know the topics, the syllabus will be a good place to go. But let me know what exactly you want me to do, and I can assist you with that in relation to that. All right. So that will be it in that case. Okay, so let's go to our discussions real quick for the day. I have an article that I'm going to be sharing with you. This article will be available on our study portal sometime later on next week. I'll be publishing it on our portal, and you'll be able to get access to it to actually read through. But I'm going to share my thoughts today with you from this particular article. 3 key revision techniques to pass the examination. Now, it is the objective of each student to pass the ICAG examination at the end of the day. Okay? Every student writing the exams, whether ACCA, ICA, CFA, CMA, C whatever, or I whatever, you want to pass the exams. That is the objective. But a key question we ask ourselves is, why is it that people want to pass the exams? Yes, we can give a lot of reasons why you need to pass the exam, but I've listed a number of them here. 3. Number 1, to achieve the intended objective. You want to become a chartered accountant. You want to become a certified public accountant. You want to become a certified accountant. You want to become a certified management consultant. You want to become something. So you want to become a chartered accountant and ultimately make more money. That is why you need to pass the exams. Number 2, it is reasonable, since one cannot spend money and time without having anything in return. Yes. So aside you becoming successful, aside you achieving the intended objective, it makes sense that if I study, if I paid money, if I spend time, I must get something in return. And the only thing I can get in return is when I pass the exams. Because if you go to the exam or sit for the exams and you failed, that means necessarily or technically you did not get anything in return. So just to get something in return, that is why we need to actually pass the exams. And the third one is, it is a status symbol, because passing the exams enables one to build momentum for other life endeavors, so that you can tell yourself that, oh, if I was able to charter as an accountant, then I can do a PhD. Or if I'm able to overcome this paper, then I can overcome that paper. So passing the exams gives you momentum, gives you the courage to move ahead. Because sometimes when students write exams over a number of periods and they don't pass the exams or they fail the exams, they are confident in other subjects shivers or shakes a lot, because They are like, oh yeah, I can do all of these things, but at the end of the day, I will not pass. So why will I even put in the effort in the first place? But when you pass the exams, it gives you that momentum to be able to look at other aspects or to look at other endeavors of your life. But the big question which we want to answer this afternoon is, Nhyira, how can I pass the exams? Like Paul Mante asked a moment ago, he was like, Nhyira, how can I get my 50%? Like I said, your focus should not be on the 50%, because if you set the target at just 50%, it is disastrous. You must go beyond 50%, because that is how you can achieve the goal. But the question is, how can you pass the exams? That is what I want to share with you today. 3 key techniques. Now, I want to share with you 3 reasons why students fail the exams. Then we're going to flip it up to talk about the 3 ways that you can actually position yourself strategically and pass the examination. I hope you are getting it. So that is what we want to look at today. That is what we want to share our thoughts on in relation to that. So, what are the 3 reasons why students fail the exams, and how can you study and avoid failing? What are the 3 reasons why students fail the examination, and how can you study and avoid failing? 3. Now, you got to be careful about what I'm about to share with you today, because they will save you a lot of time, not just in your journey, in your quest of becoming a chartered accountant or a certified public accountant, but also to achieve success in other aspects of your life. And that is very critical. That is very, very crucial. The first one is students' inability to apply the principles. Students' inability to apply the principle. You see, one thing you have to understand is that in the exam hall, the examiner is only after one thing. That is your ability to apply the principles. Your ability to apply the principles that you have learned. What does that mean? So, for instance, when we take an accounting standard, financial reporting benchmark on accounting standard. Okay, so when we take accounting standards, one of them is IAS 23, which is borrowing cost. Okay, when you take borrowing cost, what are the principles? The principle under borrowing cost is that the benchmark treatment and then the alternative treatment. Okay, the benchmark treatment simply states that all borrowing costs should be written off as and when incurred. But the alternative treatment is that when borrowing cost is incurred in relation to acquisition, construction, or building of a qualifying asset, which is an asset that requires a substantial time to be completed and ready for use, then such borrowing costs must be capitalized. That is a principle. Then, even when it comes to the capitalization, we must know when to begin capitalization, that is commencement of capitalization. We must know when to suspend capitalization, and we must know when to cease capitalization. Now, these are all principles when it comes to borrowing costs, IAS 23. Students' ability to apply the principle in reality is what the problem is. So they have learned this, you might have read this everywhere, but then now when the question is put before you, how you now apply these principles I just spelled out to a specific scenario is where the challenge is. So one of the reasons why students fail the exams is their inability to what? Apply the principle. So it is not just about chewing baba, understanding the principle, but it is also about applying the principle. So when you apply the principle, you must know when to apply the principle. You must know when to apply the principle. So when you apply the principle, you must know when to apply the principle. So when you apply the principle, you must know when to apply the principle. So when you apply the principle, you must know when to apply the principle. Hello? Okay, is my sound up now? Is my sound up now? Let me know if my sound is up. For those of you who are still online with me, let me know if my sound is up. Eureka said, lost you after first point. Why students fail the exams? Oh, okay. Do we have the sound now? Let me know in the chat box if we have sound now. Ishira, your audio is off. We can't hear you. Okay. All right. So Samuel said, yeah, now. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Gabriel also said yes. Okay. Eureka also yes. Thank you very much. So you said, I think Eureka said, I lost you at after the first point why students fail the exams. Oh, okay. Okay. Ochele Mafalala also said, all right. Okay, thank you very much. Nicole said, back now. So let me go back to what I was explaining. Okay, so you mentioned that I lost you guys on the first point. So let's look at that. So, um, so I was saying that students' inability to apply the principle. Then I said, okay, so how do we deal with that? The first one is that you need to practice a lot of questions. Okay, you need to practice a lot of questions. Now, practicing a lot of questions means that you need to expose yourself to a lot of questions. That is why I keep on saying that you need to get what? The ICA question bank. You need to go and get some ACCA past questions. You need to find out and get some questions of people doing MBA, MSc. Just expose yourself to as many questions as possible. But why is that crucial for the exams? Why is that crucial for your success? Because number one, you will be able to identify your areas of strength and what? Weakness. The more questions you solve, the more you know, oh, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I have weaknesses in. This is what I need to focus on. This is what I need to look at. Number two, you will have an idea of the type of questions you will be asked in the exam hall. Because I have a couple of people say that, oh, Shira, the ICA question bank, I won't buy it, or I'm not buying it because the ICA doesn't bring any question from the question bank. No, they don't owe you any duty to bring a question from the question bank. But you know what? Solving the question from the question bank tells you the possible areas or the possible questions the examiner can ask you. So that when you solve the question in the question bank and then you go into the exam hall and the examiner brings something similar to that, boom, you are in a better position to be able to what? Answer that in that case. Then number three, you will identify what the examiner expects from you. Solving a lot of questions, especially, that is why I said this book is a great material. The ICA question bank now is a great material because there are questions and there are solutions. So when you solve the question and you don't understand it, the solution is there. You can go through it and then you will be able to know, oh, okay, this is how I need to say it. This is how I need to say it. This is what I need to have done. Okay, I missed this step. So you are able to read the examiner's mind and know the scope of the requirements that the examiner would want from you. That is something that is very critical that you need to understand when it comes to what? Passing the examination. So, number one, why do students fail the exams? Their inability to apply what? The principles. It is one thing to read the principles. It is another thing to understand the principle, and it is another thing to apply those principles in the exam hall. So in order for you to be able to apply the principle, you need to expose yourself to a lot of questions. So as you are preparing your revision, as you are preparing to go through to pass the exams, for the exams, either you have 1 week to go, 2 months to go, 3 weeks to go, or whatever it is, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what are the areas that I need to look out for in terms of the application of the principles that I've learned? That is the first thing you need to understand about why students fail the exams. Number two, examination technique. Now, please stay with me carefully on this one because I'm going to drop a bomb here. You see, the first step is what you do before the exams. The preparation, practicing of questions, understanding the structure of the questions, knowing what the examiner might ask you, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is the first step. That is what you do before the exams. That is what you do during your revision. That is what you do whilst you are preparing for the exams. But when you get to the exam hall, that is where the second point comes in. You see, many students don't fail the exams because they are not able to just apply the principles. Majority of students fail the exams because of what they do in the exam hall. So the second point here is the examination technique. That is students having poor examination techniques. So many students fail the examination because of what they do in the exam hall. So the point here is about what you're going to do in the exam hall. And I want you to stay with me carefully here as I share some thoughts with you. You see, whilst in the exam hall, many students engage in at least one of the following points I'm going to share with you, which cause them to fail the exams. And when I finish sharing this with you, you will know that probably why you fail an exam is because of one of these things, and because students do it a lot. Students do it a lot. So number one, failure to read questions properly or carefully. This results into digression. Many students in the exam hall don't read the question properly. If they read the first two sentences, no, they have concluded. As a matter of fact, many students don't even read the whole question because they think that reading the question is a waste of time. No, are you joking me? Are you joking with me right now? Like, are you serious right now that you pick a question, you are in the exam hall, and you don't finish reading the question and you are answering it? Are you joking with me right now? You cannot do that. But what we see students do is that they don't read a question carefully. They don't read a question properly because comprehension is very critical. So since you did not spend time reading the question carefully, you will end up writing things you were not asked to write, defining things you were not asked to define, explaining things you were not asked to explain, thereby thinking that, oh, I have written the exams only for the results to come, and then you have failed. So as you are preparing yourself going to go into the exam hall, psych yourself up that I am going to read all the questions. I'm going to read everything pertaining to the question. I have somebody told me one time, he said, yeah, it's right. You see, management accounting, you read the question because it has a lot of things. Media, if I just jump through them, I said, are you joking with me right now? Like, are you joking right now? All right? So you've got to take your time and read through the questions carefully so that you don't digress, so that you don't write things you are not supposed to write, so that you don't give points you are not supposed to give. That is very, very important. That is one of the reasons why students fail the exams, what they do in the exam hall. Number two, inappropriate time allocation to various questions. This results into not answering or attempting all questions. You see, one thing you need to understand, and I'll talk about this a little further later, is that every 20-mark question requires 36 minutes. Okay? So depending on the mark allocated, you need to know how many minutes you need to spend on that. So you have to have this in mind. But students are not able to appropriate the time. They spend time answering certain questions, which at the end of the day, they can't even answer, at the expense of other questions that they can answer. And a lot of you guys, you've experienced this before. When you leave the exam hall, only for you to realize that, there was a question that you could have answered and you didn't answer, and you were wasting time on a question that you spent a lot of time on, but you still couldn't answer. That is one of the reasons why students fail. And the third one, answering challenging questions first. This will result into time wasting, fear, and then panic. I don't know, for some reason, students try to do or boast in the exam hall. One of the things I tell my financial reporting students and my corporate reporting students is this: do not answer consolidated financial statement first. Now, I don't care, with all due respect, who taught you financial reporting or corporate reporting. I don't care whether you studied under Nhyira Premium or whoever you studied under to write the financial reporting or corporate reporting exams. Do not answer that first. But for some reasons, you see that financial reporting, corporate reporting, students will answer the consolidated financial statement question first. And they will, instead of 36 minutes, they will end up spending 1 hour, 20 minutes on consolidation. So by the time they hear 1 hour more, they have not finished with the consolidation. 1 hour gone, meaning that we have 2 hours to go. They have not finished with consolidation. And this is one of the reasons why students fail the exams. So what do I tell students? Make sure that you answer the cheap questions first, and I'll be sharing that with you in a moment. So in the exam hall, you don't, who are you trying to flex? No, who are you trying to flex? You need to look out the questions that you can get the easy marks in and go for them first, so that you can save some time and then channel that to the questions that require a lot of time, a lot of thinking. So these are the 3 key reasons why students fail the exams from the exam hall. These are things that goes on in the exam hall. So as you are preparing yourself, like I said earlier, psych yourself up to make sure that you're going to be avoiding these. So the big question then is, how do you deal with this? 3 things. 3 things. Number 1, you must read the questions carefully and understand the requirements. In the exam hall, please don't assume. Don't read one sentence and assume that this is what the examiner is asking from the requirement. No, read every word by word. You need to read. As a matter of fact, I tell students this. You have 15 minutes reading time in the ICAG exams. You have 15 minutes that you're going to read the questions. But I tell students that you need to add an extra 5 minutes or even 10 minutes to make sure that you read through all the 5 questions carefully. So when they say start work, people are writing. Don't start writing. It is not 100 meters we are going. This is a sprint that we are right. It's a marathon we are going. It requires a lot of tenacity, capacity going into the future or going forward into the exams. So when they say start work, don't start. Take more time to make sure you have read through all the 5 questions. And you make sure that you understand the requirements of all the 5 questions. Why is that important? Because of the second point. You must know that each 20-mark question has an allocated time of 30 minutes. So depending on the marks allocated to the question, you can tell how many minutes you will need to spend on average on the students, on the question that you have there. So why do you have to carefully read a question? Because it will enable you to attempt. So you must attempt first questions you can easily answer without thinking, especially at the beginning of the exams. No, if you start the work and 30 minutes into the exams, you start thinking, 99.9% of the time you will fail the exams. I got to be real with you about that. If you start the exams and 30 minutes into the exams, you're already thinking, and you start putting your pen in your mouth, or you start hitting your head with your pen, 99.9% of the time, you're going to fail the exams. Why? Because at least the first 2 hours of the exams, you're not supposed to think. Why? You just have to answer the questions that are at your fingertips, the question that you know best first, answer them. So 30 minutes, 20 minutes, you start thinking, you have started failing. Why? Because you waste time on the question. Why? Because when you did, and you can attest to this fact, you realize that you spend 20 minutes on a question, but nothing is coming out of it. Then you stop it. Then you go to another question. That one too, you can't do anything about it. Then you come back to the question. What are you doing? You are wasting time. And the more you do that, the more you start to become fearful. The more you start panicking. And when you finish, you submit the paper. Later on, when you are chatting with your friends about the paper, or you're in the car coming home and you are looking at the paper, then you see questions that you could have answered, which you did not answer, and you wasted time answering questions which you couldn't even answer. So in the exam hall, you have to be careful about the fact that You read the questions carefully and answer questions that you can do best first. This is my litmus paper. The first 2 hours of the exams, you're not supposed to think. That is what I believe. The first 2 hours of the exams, you're not supposed to think. In other words, I call it the cruising period. The cruising period. Why? Because I am answering only questions that I understand best first. So for instance, let's say I'm writing financial reporting. If I'm writing financial reporting, the way I structure my financial reporting is this. That number one, I'm going to go to question 5. Question 5 is no man's land area, and the examiner will set questions around conceptual framework, ethics, and if he is excited, he will add standards to it. So conceptual framework, ethics, and standard. So I go there first because 9 out of 10, these are written aspects. You can answer them and go away. Then, based on my understanding of accounting standards, I'll come to question 2 to come and answer the accounting standards. After that, because I'm solid in accounting standard, I can do the single entity question simply. Either statement of financial position, statement of financial performance, or a cash flow statement. Because I am solid in accounting standards, I can answer the single entity question with ease. Then I go to the interpretation of financial statement. Again, because of my solid understanding of it, I will be able to do that. So by the time they will say 40 minutes or 45 minutes to stop work, I am now going to consolidated financial statement. And I have answered 4 questions. Maybe 8 out of 10 I'm correct. Maybe based on my solid understanding of the financial reporting exams, I'm now going to consolidation. So that consolidation, that is why I will start thinking, I'll start memorizing, dealing with intra-group trading, dealing with provision for realized profits, dealing with how to account for certain items or any ghost items in the question. That is where I will start thinking. So this is how I will answer the question in the exam hall. This is how I will answer. And this is what I tell my financial reporting and corporate reporting students all the time. I tell them, hey, the way I'm going to teach you, and that is how you're going to go. And I keep on telling them this all the time. From week 1, we are now in week 12. I keep on telling them. You don't answer console first. We've spent time on accounting standards. Make sure you go there. Question 5 is no man's land area. Ethics, conceptual framework, and accounting standards. If the examiner is excited, go there, write that out easily. Interpretation of financial statements. I'm teaching them and I've taught them that strategically you should be able to write it out and interpret the financial statement. Accounting standards, you are solid in that based on the understanding that you have, practicing a lot of questions, exposing yourself to a lot of questions. You can do that. So that by the time you are visiting console, all these things I'm saying, if you're able to do the number 1 very well, meaning that you practice a lot of questions, expose yourself to a lot of questions, understand the structure of questions, and know what you could expect in the exam hall and what the examiner is expecting to you, you can save time in these areas. So you want to pass the exams, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. And this is what you do in the exam hall. So point number 1 is what you do before the exams. Very, very critical. Point number 2 is what you do in the exam hall. Very, very critical. Very, very important. What you do in the exam hall. And what you do in the exam hall affects everything. But this is where we knit the 2 points together. Now, I see some comments coming in. Let me see. If you have any questions about what I'm sharing, share your thoughts with me in the chat box. Let me know. Do you find yourself in it? Do you think that there is something that you're not paying attention to? Do you think that there is something that you are taking for granted? Share your thought with me in the chat box real quick, and then let's look at that and see. There's a question coming in from Sherry Roy. He said, she said, I don't know. Say, I love your videos. Thank you very much. I love you too. Mavis Ann said, great job. Thank you, Mavis. Great said, logging in from Zambia. Good evening. Good evening. Great. Cherie said, I'm so glad I found this guy. I'm glad you found me as well. Then Kekula said, hello, sir. Hi, Kekula. I hope you're doing well. So put any questions you have in the chat box. Share your thoughts with me. What do you think? Do you find yourself in some of these things? Do you find yourself doing some of these things? Do you see yourself as a victim engage in some of this? Do you think that the exams you failed last semester or last 2 semesters or last year, it was because of some of these things? Share your thoughts with me and let's find out what it is that you need to do in order for you to actually become successful in relation to that. So we come to the biggest portion, and I'm going to drop some bombs here. I'm going to break some hearts here, and you're going to take it, okay? You're going to take it, but I'm going to break some hearts here. Number one, you cannot practice a lot of questions. You cannot be well and adopt a great examination strategy if, number three, you don't have self-discipline. So the third reason why many students fail the exams is self-discipline. Now, this is what some people call it time management. You see, please note that time management is a myth. You cannot manage time. Okay? You cannot manage time. Instead, you need to discipline yourself because a time is going. The time that you used to watch this video, you cannot get it back. So you cannot manage it. Instead, you need to discipline yourself. So in place of time management, I like to call it self-discipline. You cannot be successful in the first 2 points that we have discussed if you don't have the attitude or the mindset of a disciplined person. And it's very, very critical. And it's very, very critical. If you are not disciplined, you cannot do it. So, if you must practice as many questions as possible, or understand what the examiner is looking for, then you must discipline yourself and dedicate time for this thing. You cannot behave anyhow, do things anyhow, or sleep as much as you want or you like and expect to pass the exams. It does not happen that way. You must know the price that you have to pay, because there is a price to pay for you to pass these exams. There is a price to pay to pass these exams. That is one thing that you need to understand. So right now, as you sit down there, right now, as you watch me, I want you to ask yourself this question. And I want you to do it very consciously. Don't just do it partially, but I want you to ask yourself this question right here. The question that you see red that I have boxed here. What am I willing to give up to become successful? Ask yourself that question right now. What am I willing to give up to become successful? What are you willing to let go for you to pass your financial reporting exams? What are you willing to let go for you to become a chartered accountant? You cannot do everything that you want to do and still become successful. There is a price for everything. But I want you to ask yourself right now. And like I said, sit down, be conscious about it, and ask yourself this question right now. Kwame, Patience, Kweku, George, Roland, ask yourself, whatever it is, ask yourself right now, Nhyira, what am I willing to give up to become successful? It's very, very critical. I cannot tell you the things that you need to give up. I cannot tell you because I don't know your life. And even if I know your life, I can't tell you what you don't want to do. You have to decide it. I'm not sharing this thing with you because I want to motivate you. Remember, I tell you, motivation are for suckers. If you need somebody to motivate you before you become successful, then you will lose in life. Because the people doing great things, the people who are successful, the people who are taking their lives to the next level, aren't waiting for anybody to come and motivate them. But they are people who identify and find out, what can I give up in order for you to become successful? You cannot be an excellent person behaving anyhow. You cannot be a top-notch person in your industry, in your company. You cannot pass these exams that you want to pass dearly on your heart if you are not willing to pay the price required to pass the exams. There is a price. There is a price. So ask yourself right now, What am I willing to give up to pass the exams? What am I willing to sacrifice to become successful? What am I willing to say no to become successful? Now, to help me or to help you, I'm going to provide you with some tips on that. So look at it here. Maybe you must suspend yourself from social media for some time. There are some of you who spend a lot of time on social media. The last time I was sharing with you, even you are in class, whilst lecture is going on, you are on WhatsApp messaging. You are in class, a lecturer is teaching, then you are on social media, Instagram. What are you doing there? No, who are you messaging like that? Okay, Facebook, what are you looking for while studying? You've got to, it's an addiction. You know, people have become addicted to social media in the wrong way, and social media, mobile phone technology is rather using people instead, not people using them. Because social media is a tool, technology is a tool, your mobile phone is a tool, and you must use the tool. But when the tool becomes something that uses you, then you cannot become successful. You want to position yourself to pass these exams. You want to be able to cross the 50% mark. You want to be able to win the best student of the exam for the examination diet. You want to be the best person in your workplace. Maybe one of the prices you need to pay is to suspend yourself from social media. I'm not saying go and delete your Facebook account. No. But just limit how long you open that application. The fact that someone sends you a message on Messenger, someone sends you a message on WhatsApp, someone sends you a message on iMessage does not mean that you should reply instantly. You don't owe anybody anything. It's a price you need to pay. Probably step 2, you must stop attending some events. Remember, it's ideas I'm giving you here. I'm not advising you. It's ideas. It's ideas. I'm sharing my thoughts with you. So don't go and stand somewhere and say, Nhyira said, we should stop attending events, so I won't attend any event. No. I can't advise you to stop attending events. I'm just sharing thoughts with you. And you can decide whether you implement it or not, depending on your own choice. You must stop attending some events. Some of you, every event you attend some. Even if the thing doesn't concern you, you'll find ways to go there. But you have your books sitting down. There are a lot of things in your books you don't know. But you are going to write the exams. However, you will attend every event every weekend. Friday evening, you are doing wakekeeping. Saturday morning, you are doing wedding or attending a wedding. Sunday, you are having a birthday party somewhere. You are attending. When will you have time for yourself? Have you asked yourself that question? You must identify that there is a price you've got to pay, and probably part of the price you got to pay is to stop attending certain events. Nobody will kill you. Nobody will do anything. Nobody will care if you don't attend the events. Yes, they will insult you. They will mention certain things about you, but who cares about that? You think Bill Gates cared about everything else when he was building Microsoft? You think that Mark Zuckerberg was thinking about other things when he was building Facebook? You think Jeff Bezos built the Amazon because Amazon, a company like that, because he was attending events and gallivanting around doing things around? No. These are people who are laser beam focused, and people call them narcissistic because of the fact that they just focus on themselves and focus on what they are building to make the world a better place. And some of you, probably you've got to stop attending a couple of events. Nobody gives an F about it. You've got to understand it. You have to understand it. Number 3, maybe you must reduce the number of hours you sleep each night. Some of you sleep a lot. You sleep 8 hours. You sleep 10 hours. You sleep 12 hours. After sleeping, it's not enough. How can you sleep 10 hours and be successful in this world? How can you sleep 10 hours? Ask every top athlete, every top person, every billionaire, millionaire you know, read about them and find out how many hours they sleep at night. And some of you sleep 12 hours, 10 hours, and even if you wake up, like, you are still not comfortable. Oh, you want to sleep 10 hours and still pass your ICA exams? You want to sleep 10 hours every night and still become a chartered accountant? It ain't going to happen. It will not happen. One time I was sharing my thoughts with someone and I said, hey, come on, probably because of your work schedule, you must reduce the number of hours. And so we did the math and we realized that he sleeps like 9 hours. Okay? Then I was like, okay, how about slashing that to say 7 hours so that you can have 2 hours to sleep? Then the person was like, yeah, Nhyira, I'll go and sleep at the workplace. And I'm saying, come on, why do you think like that? Yes, the first time you do that, the first day, the second day, the third day, yes, you will have some reactions. But as you do that over and over, your body becomes addicted to it. So probably the price you need to pay is your pillow. You love your bed so much. You love your pillow so much. You put the blankets on you so much, and you're sleeping, and your books are there laughing at you. And when it is time for the exams, you stop sleeping and you buy yourself unnecessary pressure. There are some of you, you are waiting 1 week to the exams, 3 days to the exam, you won't sleep. You will take less coffee, you will take non-sleeping tablets, and so that you can stay awake to study. Do you realize that if you do that thing after writing the paper, do you realize what you experience? You get migraine, your body, you become sick. Some of you fall sick for weeks, days before you're able to recover, and still when the results come, you fail. Why? Because it doesn't work like that. Little Mercy, Cristiano Ronaldo, name them, aren't where they are because they do one night study, because they do 3 days. No, they are where they are because every single day they put in some work. Every single day they put in some sacrifice. Every single day they commit to do something. So probably you need to reduce your number of sleep. You think Cristiano Ronaldo sleeps 9 hours or 10 hours? You think he will be a world top-notch player like that? You think Lionel Messi sleeps 12 hours a night? How can he train? How can he be productive? Why is it that there are a lot of players in the world, but you can only name a few of them? Why is it that there are a lot of athletes in the world, but you can only name a few? Because the rest are just gallivanting around, doing nothing and doing nothing productive with their time, doing nothing productive with their life. Why? Because they are average people or they are below average. If you want to be part of the top 1% in the world, you want to be part of the top 1% in your industry, you want to be part of the top 1% in your community, in your church, in your company, and become successful and control what happens in your life, you cannot be sleeping these long hours and still do it. You cannot. It doesn't happen. Show me any person who sleeps like that and still do it, and I'll laugh at you. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So probably some of you must reduce the number of hours you sleep. Remember, I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not advising you to go and sleep whatever hours. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. So don't go and stand somewhere and say, hey, Nhyira said we should sleep 6 hours, we should sleep 4 hours. No, don't go and start anywhere. By 12 a.m. on the average, I sleep 5:15 a.m. or something like that. I get up, right? Something like that. Sometimes 4 hours or 5 hours at most. I'm good. There are times I sleep like 2 hours. If I show you my sleeping, my health data on my iPhone to you, you realize the number of patterns that I sleep. And rather, sometimes I sleep 4 hours, sometimes 2 hours because of what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to do. Don't do that. I'm not saying do that. We are different people. I have a different mission. You have a different mission. So don't do what I do. But I'm just telling you, probably one of the prices you need to pay is to reduce the number of hours you sleep. Probably to pass these exams. Then the last thought I want to share with you is that you must stop trying to please everyone around you and focus on your dream. Some of you must stop pleasing people. Because you want to please everybody, that is why you attend a lot of events. Because you want to please everybody, that is why your data is always on. So that when they send you a message, even if it is not urgent, you will still have to reply. Because you don't want people to say, I've sent you a message a long time and you have not replied. What busy are you doing? That is a dumb statement. Don't make such statements. If you send a message to somebody and the person doesn't reply urgently, because the thing that you send to the person is not as urgent as you think it is to the person. And mind you, there are times my data is off, and it can be off for a number of hours. So you send me a message, it won't come. or my data will be on, but my phone will be on focus mode or do not disturb mode. So no notifications from social media or from any apps that I've selected. So you may send a message and you think that the message has come. I've not seen it. You see, if you try to please everybody else at your expense or at the expense of your career, you will lose in life. So probably one of the prices you need to pay is to stop, have a tough skin, and don't care about pleasing people. Oh, it is my friend's wedding. If I don't attend, she will say that me there, I don't attend her wedding, and she will not be happy with me. She won't talk to me again. And then me to my wedding, she won't come. Who cares? No, who cares about? You see, I'm not advising you not to attend weddings, okay? I'm not advising you, like I tell you, I'm not advising you here. I'm just sharing thoughts with you. But who cares? I mean, they are doing naming ceremony. He has invited me. I have to be there. If I don't go, Ghanaians, people talk. They will say, oh, it's not good. Who cares? I don't care. And if you're also doing your own, nobody will come. Don't come. I don't want you. Don't come. If you think I need to attend something that you are doing before you attend mine, then don't come. Oh, Nhyira, we are living in the social world. You have to do something for somebody so that you too, when something comes to you, people will come. Who cares about it? The reason why your life is the way it is, the reason why you're not able to take your life to the next level, is because you like to please people a lot. You can't be everybody's pet. Everybody can call you and say, come and do this, then you will go. Everybody can call you, stop, then you will stop doing it. And sometimes you do these things and it's painful. It hurts you, but you still do it because you want to please people. And when you finish doing that thing, you come back home, you sit down, then you are crying. Then you are like, oh, I wish I didn't do this. So then your own life is thinking. Your own life is going down the drain. Your own life is destroying, but you are pleasing people. Who will die? You will die. You will get depression and die. You will get heart attack and die. Your BP will go up and you will die. Because outwardly, you want everybody to see that you are happy, but inwardly, you know your life sucks. So listen to me carefully. If you want to pass these exams, 3 things. Number 1, make sure you understand how to apply the principles. Number 2, make sure you adopt the right examination technique that I've discussed with you here. And number 3, you got to discipline yourself and focus on your goal. Listen to me. If you become successful, people will come to you. If you become rich, people will come to you. If you think you need to be going to everybody's event before someone else comes to your event, you are screwed. You are screwed. Now, who are your friends? It is stated that the average 5 people around you is your life. 99.9% of the people around you, who you call your friend, who you call your associate, are nowhere in their life what you aspire to become. So why do you continue to hang around them? Why do you continue to chat with them? Why do you continue to surround yourself with them? Why do you continue to do their biddings for them? Listen to me carefully. If you want to pass the exams, you want to take your life to the next level, you've got to be serious about this. So if you want to pass the exams, you've got to be serious about it. So this is one thing you need to understand about it. So look at it. In conclusion, my friends, these will not be easy. What I've shared with you today is not going to be easy. However, if you realize the end result and understand the mission or the reasons why you must do this, if you know why you need to become successful, if you know why you need to become a chartered accountant, then you will discipline yourself to focus on other things. Because like I keep on telling you, there are some of you, if you don't become successful in your life, your whole family will go down. There are some of you, you need to become successful so that you can take care of your mother. There are some of you need to become successful because if not, your life will stink the way it is. You don't like the job you are doing right now, and the only way to come out of that job is to pass these exams and take your life to the next level. So if you look at the mission, if you look at the reasons why you must become successful, then you can have that tough skin and do what it is that you need to do. So my friends, these are the 3 techniques that I want to share with you today. Your ability to apply what you have studied, adopting the appropriate technique in the exam hall, and on top of all of these things, being able to discipline yourself. Being able to discipline yourself. All these things will add up for you to become successful. So let me know in the chat box. Share your thought with me real quick. What do you think about what we have shared so far? What do you think about what we've shared? Do you find yourself inside? Do you think that it is something that you can do? Let me see some questions coming in here. Patience Pinstel said, please kindly share the actual times you come live these days. It's 4:30 p.m. always, Patience. It's been a long time I heard from you. Boss Philip said, hi Nhyira. Good work done. I really want to write FR and pass at once. Yeah, if you want to write FR and pass at once, look at what I've shared with you. And like I said, very, very important. If you focus on the things I've shared with you today and do them well, you can pass the exams. I see also Augustine said, usually ICAG publish the order of topics or the question number the topics will make, but these days it stops. Any particular reason? Per what you are saying, I cannot answer that. But all I will say is that you have to know the syllabus and then the exam structure. Okay, know the syllabus and then the exam structure. In the syllabus, you'll be able to find out the areas that you need to look out for in that case. Nicole Williams said, everything you say, it's true. It's when you say it's true, sir. Okay. Rudolph Tingapari said, great experience to be with you. Thank you very much, Rudolph. George K. Amofa said, I'm a victim of all what you are saying, especially Oprah Mini, and I will stop henceforth. Okay. So thank you. I wish you all the best, George. And I pray with you that you'll be able to look at it. And then, you see, it's difficult to admit that you are wrong. It's difficult to admit that, oh, I am addicted to this thing. But if you're able to admit it, then you can work your way out and then do the right thing in relation to that. Mavis Nan said, thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful. It's a pleasure. You said it all. Thank you. Nicole said, going to sacrifice some more time and complete my exam. Definitely, Nicole, you've got to sacrifice some time because that is the only way you can become successful. Remember, you see, every time I share some of these thoughts with you, you realize there is a theme that runs through. It is not just about the exams, though. Passing the exams is just one step. But becoming successful and making more money is the ultimate goal at the end of the day. That is why you see that everything I keep on sharing with you on the how-to, it's about how you become a holistic individual, not just for the exams. And I tell my students all the time, it's not about, I don't just want you to pass the exams. I want you to have a holistic transformation as an individual as you study under my mentorship, so that other areas of your life will have an improvement. And when you are able to improve as an individual, you become successful in relation to that. Salom Amu said, thanks, sir, for the truth. Always a pleasure, Salom. Eurita Ruze said, excellent advice. It's very possible and achievable. Yes. Do we have sound now? Yes, I think I have the sound now. Let me know. I don't know. I think my sound is misbehaving today, but I should have the sound now. So Roland Fair said, thanks for the advice. You are welcome, Roland. And then Nicole was saying, okay, the sound is back now. All right, thank you. Right, so that is it about it. That is what I want to share with you today. If there is anything I want you to take away, these three things. Reading is one level. Understanding is the second level. Application is the third level. In the exam hall, we don't care what you read. In the exam hall, we don't care what you understand. In the exam hall, we are focusing on how you can apply. So make sure you practice a lot of questions, expose yourself to a lot of questions, and you will become successful. Number two, in the exam hall, make sure you read questions fully. In the exam hall, make sure you allocate time to questions carefully. In the exam hall, make sure you answer easy questions first. Then number three, above all things, you need to discipline yourself. Dedicate yourself and tell yourself that in the next 5 years, in the next 3 years, this is what I want to become. Maybe sometime later on, I will share with you some personal development goals that I set to myself. That is why I do what I do. All right? I don't do what I do just because I want to do it. I do what I do because of my long-term goals, my long-term objective. So sometimes people wonder, Nhyira, all these things, how are you able to write the books you are writing? How are you able to schedule your time? Aren't you tired? Don't you feel tired? No, I don't feel tired because of my goal, because of my mission. I'm willing to pay the price. I'm willing to sacrifice the day because I know I want to have a better future. I want to reach a certain height in life. And it's a price you've got to learn to pay. Henry Tete Barriga said, Nhyira, thank you for the words of advice and motivation. We shall surely make it. Amen. Amen. We shall surely make it. Okay, so Patience Pinstel said, well said. Thank you, Patience. Right, so that is what you need to understand. That is what I want to share with you today. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. Patience said, please, the time management, please. Yeah, what about that, Patience? Let me know what exactly you want to know about that. Is there anything you want to know about it? Let me know. Right, so thank you very much for joining the stream. It's always a pleasure coming your way and assisting you for you to be able to prepare well for your examination. Remember, as always, my objective is to be able to help you to be in a better position psychologically, emotionally, and academically to be able to go in there, write these exams, and then pass the exams. When you meet live these days, it's 4:30 p.m. It's still 4:30 p.m. That is the live stream time. So always 4:30 p.m. or 16:30 GMT. So that is it. All right. So thank you very much for joining the stream. I see some of you guys joining us. Thank you guys for the thumbs up on the video. It's a pleasure always. If you find value in what we do here on the channel, consider to give us a thumbs up on the video and also share the channel with other students, your colleagues, your friends, and your loved ones. Let's see if we can get as many people watching productive videos like this so that we can together build a community of successful, wealthy, and highly productive individuals. So together we can make the world a better place. If I'm successful and I'm rich, and you are successful and you are rich, and everyone else is successful and they are rich, the pressure on me will reduce, the pressure on you will reduce, and the pressure on everybody else will reduce. And that is the goal, that is the ultimate objective for everything we do here on the channel. So thank you very much for joining the live stream. It's always a pleasure coming your way. Again, for those of you writing taxation and advanced taxation, we still have copies of our advanced taxation books available. You can call 050-114-9296, the number displayed on your screen, like you can see it's there, or scrolling below the screen. So you can call or WhatsApp that line and you'll be able to get a copy. It's for level 2 as well as level 3 advanced taxation. If you are outside Ghana and you want it, you can also get it on Amazon. So you just go to Amazon, type taxation, or type Nhyira Premium, my name, taxation, and this book will come and you'll be able to buy it on Amazon and get it shipped to you by Amazon in that case. So that is what you need to understand in relation to that. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I will come your way again tomorrow. Remember to follow me on Instagram because whatever meeting details, whatever discussions we'll be having for each day will be posted every day on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Nhyira Premium. And also remember to like the videos here and also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. So I'll see you same time tomorrow. Henry said, please, do you have any particular days for MA and FR? No, our live streams are scheduled based on the questions that comes in and the requests that we get from students. So based on the requests and the questions that comes in, they will be able to schedule. So to know what I'll be discussing every day, you can follow me on Instagram. That way, when we post the topic for the day or the subject for discussion for the day, you will get a notification. And if it applies to what you study, then you can join the live stream and come in there. If it doesn't apply to you, then you can skip and do something else in relation to that. So Henry Tete, that is what you need to understand in that case. So thank you very much. I'll catch you same time tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. as we continue with our journey towards the ICA examination or your ACCA December examination or other forms of exams. So we meet again tomorrow. You stay safe, you stay blessed, and enjoy the rest of your evening or your night, because some of you are 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. wherever you are at. Bye-bye. I'll see you same time tomorrow.